Hey guys, hey everyone, it's your girl Naife and welcome to my channel. It's been a while since I've been posting videos. It's been a crazy long couple of months, okay? I had recently just given birth back in April, so that's why you see the crib and all of this junk in the background. Or when I move, because I will be moving from this place next year, when I get a little bit more space, that's when I can really start posting consistently, all of that stuff. Like, it's just been like a crazy 2024, like, has it not? So don't mind the crib in the back. Don't mind, all the chaos and hectic stuff going on in the background. Trust me, it will be fixed very soon. I just want to thank you guys for coming to my channel. Please comment, like, subscribe to the channel. Please support. Please share this video with your friends and family. And I hope that I can gain some new subscribers. Now, I just want to get into some things right now. And so can we get into some things? Because I want to get into some things. There has been a lot going on in the industry as far as female rap. So grab your wine, grab your drinks, because we're about to get into some things. First off, I really want to discuss the It Girls. So we have our top 4 female rappers in the industry. You have your Nicki Minaj, you have your Doja Cat, you have your Megan Thee Stallion, you have Cardi B, even though she hasn't released in like almost 10 years. She definitely would be considered, top 5. She has multiple #1 records. She has diamond records. She has platinum records, multi-platinum records. I think her album Invasion of Privacy is like, is it almost diamond, or it's up there. So even though Cardi B hasn't released in literally almost 10 years, I think it's been like, what, 6-7 years? She hasn't put out a project since like 2018. I think that she can still be in the conversation just because of the accolades that she has and all of the accomplishments that she's had over the last couple of years. Because even though Cardi B hasn't put out an album in so many years, she still sells more than most of the girls in the conversation. So I will say that Cardi B is definitely top 5. And then you have like your honorable mentions. You have like the Lottos, you have the Ice Spices, you have the Flo Millis, the Coil Rays, the people who have kind of like been around but haven't really popped off yet, or they've been around, they've popped off, but they've kind of like fell off. And you have like the girls who, they popped off, but we're kind of seeing like where they're at, where they're going, how long they'll be around, that whole thing like that. You have the main girls, and then you have the other main girls, I should say. Everybody is not in the conversation. Everybody can't be in the conversation. Like, as far as like Bia, as far as Young Miami, they're not in the conversation. I just want to get into these albums. So in the last 2 years, so between 2023 and 2024, we've had a lot of album releases. The girls are putting out projects, but which ones are actually sticking? That's what we want to know. That's the tea. And we're going to clock it today. So in the the middle of 2023, Koi dropped her album Koi, and that was June of 2023, which only sold 10K copies first week. You have Doja Cat, who dropped her album Scarlet in September of 2023. Then we have, of course, the Queen of Rap, Nicki Minaj, who dropped Pink Friday 2, December of 2023. We move on into 2024. We have Flo Milli, who dropped Fine Ho Stay, and that was March of 2024. We have A Thing by Glorilla. I think that's how you say it, but that dropped April of 2024. We have In Sexy We Trust, who dropped May of 2024. We have Megan, who dropped her self-titled album, and that was in June of 2024. City Cinderella by JT and Y2K by Ice Spice, whom have both dropped their albums in July of 2024. And then we have the most recent project, Sugar Honey Iced Tea by Lotto, that dropped recently this past August. And the girls are putting out projects. The burning question that everybody wants to know is, all these rap girls, you know, they're coming in the scene, they're popping off. You know, female rap is probably one of the most talked about genres of today, of the past couple of years. Female rap has been talked about for months, for years. So it's been a very, very, very big popular thing. But with all these new female rappers, with all this music being put out, with all these projects dropping, why aren't the girls selling? Koi did 10K first week. Flo Milli did, I think, 16K first week. Sexy Red did under 40K. Lotto, Ice Spice, JT all did like 26K, 28K, and then I think Lotto did like 29K. It seems like the only female rapper that is selling these days is Nicki Minaj and Doja Cat. Where is the disconnect coming from? Megan hasn't cracked 100K first week since Good News, and that was in 2020. It's like, where is the disconnect? Why aren't the girls selling? We have all these different types of sounds. We have all these different types of girls, different types of music, but no one's really selling. And I think that that's something that we probably need to go back to the drawing board with. We're going to talk about, when female rappers come into the game, why is there an automatic need to pick a side? It's either you're a Barb or your Barty gang. There's no in between. If you work with Cardi B, you'll never be able to work with Nicki. If you work with Nicki, you'll no longer be able to work with Cardi B. And it's just like, why do the girls feel like it is so important to pick a side when coming into the industry, especially when you're a new artist? There's a lot of girls that have been cursed by the picking a side ting, such as obviously Glorilla has chosen to work with Cardi B. Flo Milli has chosen to work with Cardi B. Lotto worked with Cardi B, but Lotto's situation is a little different because she was never getting a Nicki Minaj feature, especially after she came for Nicki's family. Lotto will never see a Nicki feature. You have people like Coi Leray. I believe Doja Cat chose to work with Nicki. You know, so there's clearly a huge divide, but I feel like the common denominator always goes back to one person, and it's Nicki, and it's Cardi B. It's the need to pick a side, and I don't get that. Not only when you come into the game, there's this weird need to pick a side, but there is also beef between all the girls. I mean, you have the biggest beef, which is Nicki and Cardi B, Nicki and Megan, Lotto and Ice Spice, Glorilla and JT. It's like there's beef amongst all the girls. None of the girls like each other. So I don't even understand why we keep having this fake female unity. Let's all come together. Let's all make a ladies' night. It's not happening. As soon as people accept that there is no friends in the industry and all of this is just business, I feel like female rap will finally come to a certain place where we can just start putting out music, quality music, instead of just trying to put out quick hits, put out quick singles, trying to be friends and trying to create moments and, you know, putting out little singles here, little singles there, everyone teaming up to go against one person and teaming up to go against another person. It's just like, I wish that we can get back to a place where people focused on the music instead of the antics, the gimmicks, the fake friendliness, the fake friendships, the coming together to go against one person or coming together to bring something or someone down. We don't care about all that. It's entertaining, but I feel like that's just not what we need. I want us to get back to a place where we can just put out quality music. Everybody just puts out their music and just shuts up and let the fans do the talking. It's like these celebrities, these new celebrities at least, they talk too much. They talk way too much. And I feel like the beef is overshadowing the music. I can't tell you the last time we had a hot female rap single. Like, I'm talking like I can't think of a moment since maybe WAP. There hasn't been a moment where it's like, wow, like this, like we haven't had like a Nicki's Anaconda, you know, a Cardi B's Bodak Yellow, you know, maybe even a Megan and Cardi B's WAP. Like, we haven't had a moment where it's like, it's just nothing but beef. And it's crazy because there's all this beef going on and none of the girls are even selling. Only Nicki Minaj. And now everybody's really waiting for Cardi B to drop her album because now we want to see if you're going to sell more than Nicki. Because I feel like the only person that can possibly sell more than Nicki or go, you know, head to head, neck to neck with Nicki would be Cardi. Megan's not doing it. I believe that Doja has the potential to do it, but we gotta see about this next album with Doja. We gotta see about this next album because I feel like if Scarlet wasn't so dark and demonic and, you know, just extra all across the board, I feel like Scarlet could have did a lot better. And now actually going back and listening to Scarlet, you know, like a year later, I don't know. I think I kind of slept on Scarlet. I think I slept on Scarlet a little bit. I feel like there's no authenticity. There's no versatility. There's no bars. I just feel like female rap is very dry. I feel like we only have a few people that actually put out quality music. And I feel like it's only Nicki and Doja and a little bit of Megan. I feel like right now she's in her experimental era where she's just experimenting. And maybe her next project will be a little bit better. But I don't feel like Megan makes completely bad music. I just feel like the subject matter is just always the same. I feel like I don't get anything different out of Megan. When I hear a Megan song come on, I feel like I already know what she's gonna talk about. That is what's getting the people. That's pretty much it. We pretty much have Nicki, Doja, Megan, and Cardi. Because I don't listen to Lotto. I will admit, I feel like Lotto is a little bit boring to me, and I feel like she's a little bit inauthentic. Something about Lotto seems very extra to me, and there's a huge disconnect between her and just like, you know, fans and just like with the whole being a star type of thing. I don't know, it's giving a little bit delusional, and that's just my personal opinion. Ice Spice, I mean, Ice Spice is pretty self-explanatory. I actually really do like Ice Spice. I think her music is very cute. Ice Spice makes the type of music that Sweetie wishes or that Sweetie thinks she makes. Ice Spice's music is very pretty girl, very like vibey, very like I'm rich, I got my money, I can take your man. And you know, Sweetie kind of raps about the same thing. Maybe Ice Spice is just a little bit younger. Her voice is a little softer. Maybe it's just because she's from New York and she has the accent. I don't know what it is. Maybe she needs a different producer. I don't know. But Ice Spice makes very cute music. Very pretty girl, young girl. I'm in my early 20s. I'm cute. I'm in, you know, my body's snatched, my body's tea, hair tea, face card, never decline. I don't know, like there's something about Ice Spice's music that just makes me wanna just, but I feel like Ice Spice is good for a moment. She's cute for the moment. I don't see her being around 5, 10, 15 years from now. Maybe as like a model, maybe as a brand ambassador, maybe as, you know, the face of like a brand or something, you know, doing commercial work, stuff like that. But I don't see Ice Spice like being a legit artist for, you know, 5, 10, 15 years. I don't see her being another Nicki. I don't see her, you know, being in the game as long as a Drake and Eminem and Jay-Z. I just don't see it. I feel like by 2030, we won't even know Ice Spice. And that's about 6 years from now. So we'll see, you know, how far Ice Spice will be in her career 6 years from now. You have like JT and the Bias and, you know, the Koi. The thing about Koi is that Koi actually made some really good songs. But the thing is that I feel like Koi got a little lost in the sauce. Another thing about these girls is they get a little bit too arrogant too soon. They get too cocky too fast. And it's like, girl, you have one hit. Some of you got about maybe 3 hits, you know, or you just have this big collab with this artist. You know what I mean? But what can you do after that? What can you do past this? A lot of girls get lost in the sauce, riding the wave of that one hit that they have. And it's like they don't put out anything of quality after that. It's just arguing with fans online.
Did I confirm anything? Shut the fuck up! About to delete my whole fucking social media because y'all don't shut the fuck up. And it's the same fucking dump, my own fucking fan base. The last time I got
saying offensive things, not taking accountability, not apologizing. It's just like they get up to this certain level and then they forget that they're not up to that level yet, if that makes sense. You know what I mean? It's like you can't come in the game acting like a Drake, acting like a Nicki. You haven't been in the game that long. And you're not Drake and you're not Nicki. You know what I mean? Like, there's certain things that people have done in the past that would never work in today's time. And I think it's because celebrities are so accessible these days. You know, back then being a celebrity, it was like a mystery. It was like, you know, you had to be there type of thing. It wasn't like you can go on Instagram and say, hey, I'm at the such and such hotel in NYC. You know what I mean? You had to be at the such and such in NYC to see this person. It's not like, oh, well, they're going to be there on Thursday, so let me go and fly there by Thursday. No, you had to be there. Like, yo, I'm calling on my pager. I'm calling on the landline. Like, girl, guess what? I was just in New York and I just see Michael Jackson, honey. Like, you had to be there. You know, there was no social media. So there's lots of things that were said and lots of things that were done that celebrities could do back then that you could never do in today's time. Everything is different. Everything. Like, you can literally be an overnight celebrity. You know, back in the day, you had to work. The Madonnas, the Beyoncés, the Nicki Minaj, the Drakes, the Lil Waynes, like the people that had to put in real life work to get to where they are. Katy Perry, Lady Gaga, Adele. These people had to put in real work to get to where they are today. It wasn't like they just went on Instagram, they had a viral moment, and now they're a superstar. No, it took them years to build these fan bases. It took them years of waking up early, rehearsals, studio sessions, dance rehearsals. I'm talking like touring the world tours. Half of these female rappers haven't even been on world tours. How are you on your 4th album, your 3rd album, and never been on a world tour? These are not celebrities anymore. There is no such thing as a celebrity anymore. I just feel like there's just a bunch of influencers. The world is full of influencers. You have the OG celebrities, the people who are actually celebrities, and then you have like the influencers, the people who got famous and became celebrities from social media. There's a difference in celebrity, and that clearly shows as well. And I feel like that's the reason why it all comes back down to what I originally was discussing in female rap. This is the reason why it comes to Nicki Minaj leading all the girls. Nicki leads the pack. Nicki came in the game at probably one of like the perfect time in female rap. Nicki came up just when social media was coming out. She also had, you know, the knowledge of, you know, the street knowledge, you know, selling CDs out of her car. I don't think a single female rapper sold their CDs out of a car. Nicki came in right when there was a shift, right when social media started coming up, and you know what I mean, music started changing, and then, you know, she incorporated like rap and singing and animation. Like, Nicki came in the game at probably the most perfect time. Because I don't know if Nicki would have survived in the 2020s, because people don't value writing your own raps anymore. So if Nicki would have popped off in the 2020s or the late 2010s, I felt like nobody would value Nicki as much because nobody cares if you write. Cardi B came in the game and she made it a thing where You know, I don't write my raps, and who cares? I'm still lit. I'm still rich. You know, I still break records. I still sell more than the other girls. So who cares? So I feel like nobody would value Nicki as much had she popped off in this time, because nobody really cares if you write. When Nicki came in the game, I feel like she brought something so much different. Like, she writes her own raps, she's animated, she's versatile, sings, you know, she has, you know, the pink hair, she calls herself a Barbie. Like, Nicki came in the game on some authentic, I can rap, I can write, I have what it takes to fill the OG's shoes, Kim, Foxy, Missy, all of them. And she did just that.
Nigga, you spit crazy. Get it poppin' like M80s with twin tray 80s. The hood's first lady, you know?
These girls, they come in, they don't write their own raps, they don't even have their own style. Like, they literally have grown men styling them, writing for them, giving them a look, giving them a sound, telling them how to flow. What happened to coming in the game with your own style, you know, your own bars, you know, your own look, your own flow? What happened to that? And I feel like the only girl that kind of came in that way was Doja Cat. Doja Cat is the only one that probably doesn't have anybody pulling her strings. She's doing her own thing. Out of all the rap girlies, in my personal opinion, I think that Nicki respected Megan and Doja the most. Megan writes, you know, her raps, and Doja Cat produces and writes her own raps. She even, like, Doja Cat literally produced a song on live. She produces music on live. So I feel like Nicki kind of had like a different level of respect because, you know, the both girls, they write. I just feel like it was probably just a bad judgment call for Nicki in the whole Megan Thee Stallion thing. I think it was a big miscommunication, and I also feel like Megan was just a little lost in that time of her life, because I can recognize, you know, when someone's drinking, they're acting out. Clearly, these are all signs of depression. So I can sympathize with Megan a little bit. I feel like Megan was just going through some things, but unfortunately, there are bridges that are burned that will never be fixed or repaired between her and Nicki and Megan and a lot of other people. Back to the burning question. Why aren't the girls selling? Let's talk about how Stan Twitter has also affected the girls selling. If you go back to what I said before, how when female rappers, they come into the game and they immediately have to pick sides, that is automatically the downfall of your career. Coming into the game, picking sides, or, you know, working with one, shading the other. If they just focused more on building an authentic fan base, because a fan base is the most important thing an artist will ever need. They are the only people that are gonna buy your stuff. See, you can get 100 million likes on Twitter, but people need to understand that likes on Twitter does not equate to album sales. You can get 80,000 likes on a tweet, but only sells 16K first week. Why wasn't those 80 people, why weren't those 80,000 people buying your album? They liked your tweet, but they didn't buy your album. This just goes to show you that social media is only going to do so much. It's gonna get you known, it's gonna get you recognized, it's gonna get you seen, it's gonna get you out there, it's gonna make you viral, but it's not gonna make people buy your merchandise. Why do you think certain influencers, million followers, 2, 3, 4, 5 million followers, but their businesses are failing? Just because you have 2 million followers doesn't mean 2 million people are buying your product. Social media is only going to do so much for an artist. You have to put in the work. You have to go on tours. You have to connect with your fans. You have to, you know, you have to have some type of style, some type of authenticity, some type of vibe that the fans can relate to. The music also plays a huge part, you know, the quality of your music. But having a fan base is probably one of the most important things an artist is going to need. And that's the reason why a lot of the girls don't sell, because they don't have no fan base. Instead of trying to build your own fan base and do your own thing, they ride the coattails of other artists in their fan base. And this is where using and no friends in the industry, that's where all that comes from. Because everybody just wants a quick come up. Nobody wants to put the work in. And that's the reason why I have a different level of respect for JT, who's actually going out. She's actually touring. She's actually trying to build a solid fan base the same way that Nicki did it. You have to start off small until, you work your way up to the big stage. Everyone has started off, even Nicki Minaj herself has started off at small venues. Nicki will eventually be doing stadium tours very, very soon. So, that's the reason why I have like a different level of like respect for JT, because, she's actually going out there. She's trying to build her own fan base. She's doing it the right way. I feel like people like Ice Spice, they come into the game. They want to pander to the barbs. They want to suck Nicki's, and it's like, girl, this isn't gonna last. Nicki beefing with all the girls, and once Nicki Minaj cuts you off, the barbs cut you off as well. And I feel like those text messages being leaked, Ice Spice's ex best friend leaking those text messages, I mean, it's just a whole thing. These girls don't get along. None of them like each other. Then you have some of them who link up together to end one of the other ones, but then that person is linking up with somebody else. It's just like everyone's just trying to have a moment instead of having, instead of creating a legacy, building an empire, showing your versatility, showing your skills, showing your bars, showing the fans why we should believe in you, why we should buy your music. They're too busy trying to ride the coattails and have quick moments by throwing out quick singles, doing gimmicky things, to get attention, like Sexy Red's lip gloss line, naming her lip gloss gonorrhea and yellow discharge. Lotto taking the cheetah panties and making a whole album about being the sugar honey iced tea, because Ice Spice said, you think you the ish. The lack of subject matter in the songs, the lack of quality in the music, the coming in the game, picking sides, Barty Gang, Barbs, Nicki Minaj, Cardi B. Instead of just focusing on one's career, building a fan base, putting out quality music, showing us your versatility, your skills, your bars, your flows. Instead of doing all of that, actually perfecting your craft as an artist so that we, the people, take you seriously. These girls, they fight with each other, they pick sides, they do petty things, they drag out beef that's old and stale that no one cares about. And this is the reason why a lot of y'all ain't selling. And then you have some girls who have potential to make it. Like, I feel like Ice Spice had a lot of potential to take this Y2K era and run with it and really make something out of it, considering the fact that you were literally born January 1st, 2000. But she dropped the ball with that. And I think Lotto has potential to make it, but I just think she's inauthentic and she's boring. And then the whole like gloating about, being with a married man, we just don't take you seriously. And then the acting hood, talking about blicks and guns and shooting. Lotto, you ain't never killed nobody a day in your life. Probably never got into a fight a day in your life. We don't believe you. Lotto is just very inauthentic and boring and fake. And then you have people who I just don't see it for. Like Flo Milli, JT. I don't really see it for them, but I could be wrong. Flo Milli picking a side, for absolutely no reason, like choosing Cardi B over Nicki was just very random. It's like Nicki never even acknowledged you. And see, this is what I'm talking about. Picking sides for no reason. And in Flo Milli's case, you picked a side for no reason. That whole interview, where Flo Milli, I guess like Sexy Red Lotto, Flo Milli all sat down for the Spotify female rap segment thingy. And you know, Sexy Red was the only one that mentioned Nicki Minaj and how she's had longevity in the game.
Done too. Nicki though, she lasted in the game for a good amount of years, so I want to still like be in the game. Some be fading off. Be for real. Yeah. They be fading off, but they just be put up like not into it for real. But if you guys.
And obviously, Lotto didn't say anything considering her and Nicki Minaj have beef. And, you know, Flo Milli kind of like rolled her eyes and didn't really elaborate or give her opinion on, you know, what Sexy Red had said about Nicki Minaj. And that's what I mean. Like, Nicki Minaj has never acknowledged Flo Milli. She's never done anything publicly, at least, to Flo Milli. So what was the purpose of being shady? You know what I mean? Considering you know how Stan Twitter is, you know that these clips are going to be going around, you know Nicki's going to see it, everyone's going to see it. So why feed into it? And that's what I'm talking about. And this is the reason why a lot of you girls' careers will never flourish, because you don't know how to just be neutral and mind your business. And this is exactly why Doja Cat is in the position that she's in, because Doja Cat doesn't pay attention. She doesn't give this life. She knows that Stan Twitter literally sets celebrities up. If you're not, you know, on the level of a Cardi B or at least a Megan, you know, because Megan has Rock Nation backing her. So if you're not at least on a Cardi B, Megan, Doja kind of level, you really, really shouldn't be picking sides regardless. You should literally just be focusing on your craft. Considering the fact that, you know, Flo Milli only did 16K first week on her most recent album drop, you know, I feel like her picking sides was a very bad idea. I really, really want Flo Milli to flourish because she does have a couple songs that I like. But I feel like that picking sides, that being shady, it's not going to get her far. And then JT, you know, her just recently leaving a girl group, her recently being cut off by Nicki Minaj, knowing that the Barbs were like pretty much her main support. I don't see JT going too far with this music stuff. And you have to remember, a lot of these girls are not versatile. A lot of these girls don't write. And the ones that do write, they ain't writing nothing. I don't know where the state of female rap is going to be in the next 5 years. All we know is that Nicki Minaj will obviously still be standing, but you know, in 5 years, Nicki will be 46. She'll be almost 50. So, I mean, unless Nicki Minaj is going to be rapping into her 50s.
It's been 84 years.
When it's time for her to retire, I don't know what we're going to do. I don't know what we're going to do when Nicki decides to put down the microphone forever. I don't know what we're going to do. We do have Doja. We might have Megan. Cardi B, she's not consistent. Child, the state of female rap is looking like it might end with Nicki. Well, that was my little spiel. I'm definitely going to do a more thorough look into each album and try to give like a little bit more in-depth opinion on, you know, the quality of work that the female rappers have been putting out lately. I definitely want to go through each album and definitely listen. Maybe there's some things that I'm missing. Maybe there's some things that, you know, I probably haven't heard. But that's my view on how I feel the state of female rap is going. I definitely cannot wait to see what female rap is bringing to the table 5 to 10 years from now. Will the girls who are already here now, are they going to be bigger and better, or are they going to fall off? Are we going to get new girls? Are more new girls going to come into the game? We're going to find out, because the way that female rap, like the state it's in right now, it ain't looking too good. There's only a few girls that can actually keep going, but I feel like the rest probably will fall off very soon. And they're probably going to result to, you know, just doing brand deals and stuff like that, because the music, it ain't selling. And it's not hitting the way it used to when they first debuted. Comment, like, subscribe, share, all that good stuff. And please stick around for more videos. I will be back, and I will start consistently posting more because I know that I have to get into like this YouTube thing, and I really got to start being consistent with my work. So comment, like, subscribe, share this video with your friends and family, and I will see you guys next time. Peace.